Carson City Heroes and Horses is the second boxed expansion that was released for the game. The most important, perhaps, inclusion is going to be the red player. As somebody who always plays the red player, we get an additional ability to play this game with another player, which I believe took it up to 5. You get a couple more personalities, 3 to be exact. And the Paperboy perhaps is the most interesting one, where you get to choose a different power and you go first, but you can't hold any money over from round to round. You're going to get a player board with this one, which is nice because you can organize all your stuff. It's needless, but it's nice. The major inclusion is going to be the heroes with this, or the horses. So you're going to be able to score victory points in a different way, and these horses are going to give you additional actions that you can take. And the rodeo at the end of each round is going to be a way to score more victory points. So it's a different track you can kind of go down. Something else you can start collecting. It's not complicated, so it doesn't add a lot of complexity to the game. But it does create a new way and perhaps a new strategy, either by going straight horses rodeo or by mixing in some horses into the mix. It gives you another way to spend money, another way to score victory points, and another way to do some stuff, and maybe get some cash, or get extra workers or cowboys in this point. So also it gives you an extra way to get guns, which is important if you're going to be fighting. So with the horses, if you can generate enough of those horses, you can become more powerful in the dueling, which could help you on the board. So if you wanted to kind of maybe sit back, get guns, get horses, and then attack other people's buildings, I think that might be a viable strategy. Perhaps it was in the base game, but maybe is more so now, or even a stronger one. I've never seen anybody try to do that. I've never seen anybody say, I'm just going to fight. I think this, with the dice rolling, is a little bit of luck in that, but if you use the tiles where you're bidding, I think it can be a lot stronger of a situation to go around just fighting everybody. And maybe I'll do that one time where I'll sit down and just try to bully people and be the outlaw of the group, if you will. With the Outlaws expansion from Golden Guns included, then maybe that is even more powerful because you're never going to get hit if you're just attacking other people. So that's interesting. This comes with the ability, with an overlay to include the horses that you put on the main board, and a new turn order track for the additional players. So now you're going to get up to 6 players now. Horses and Heroes, I kind of wish there were some things out of this expansion I could pick. I really like the inclusion of the horses. It may be my favorite thing included in all of the expansions. I don't know that I want to play this 6 players, although I'm glad I have red, because I'm a red player, but that's not a reason for me to buy an entire expansion. I would probably buy this over Golden Guns just for the horses. It adds something completely different, but I do like the flexibility of Golden Guns. I would probably say this adds more to the game, where Golden Guns is probably more just variety. So if you're just going to get one, I would probably get this one because of the horses. I do like that addition. I haven't tested them to see if they're broken, or I don't like to read strategies when I play games, to see what the best strategy is. We just kind of play it and figure things out ourselves. So it is what it is. So this one's going to be less variety and more of a new addition to the game, as opposed to Golden Guns, which has more variety and less additions. I don't think the Outlaws and Golden Guns is going to go over very well with most gamers. So I think this horse one will. I think it's a viable strategy to play the game, and I'm interested to play it more and using that gun strategy. So Horses and Heroes is a keeper for me. I'm going to probably recommend it over Carson City, over Golden Guns. Depending if you want variety, you'd pick that one, but if you want something new, this would be it. It adds a tad bit more complexity to the game. Keeper. Heroes and Horses for Carson City. The second expansion for Carson City components and gameplay, we're going to see Horses and Heroes. This is going to be probably my favorite expansion. I do like that it gives you some different scoring opportunities, which I'll go through. You do get a new rule book that will be included. You get red, which will be an additional player now. I believe we can play with an additional person. you're going to have this new mechanic with these horses, okay? So, yeah, because since we have an extra player now, we have this layover. You're going to have these horse tokens. I'll get into that in a second. Now, a new spot to go over the board. So, the old spot where you got $4 with the no duels can now give the option, instead of getting the $4, you can buy a horse for $4. I'll get into horses in a second. And these are the rodeo tokens that you can utilize. And those are very, very nice. You're going to get an individual player board. Each player will get one. And this is where you'll place the horses when you get them. So you're going to have a rodeo score here at the bottom. And then you're going to have 5 available spots that you can do. Let me explain what those do. If you put a horse here, it's worth 1 gun. 3 horses, 2 guns. This allows you to put an extra player down, or move an already placed player, or pass at the end of your turn. And this is nice if you want to go first next time. Usually you have to wait until your turn comes back around, so it'll allow you to pass right away. This will give you the money for a ranch, double a ranch. So if you're getting $7 or $6 for a ranch, it's now worth $12 if you put somebody here. And only each horse will double 1 ranch, so you can't double the same ranch twice. It gives you $2, and this just gives you 5 at the rodeo. And what that's important for, at the end of the round, somebody will get one of those rodeo tokens. Whoever has the highest score here. If you place a cowboy here, it doubles it, so that can be really nice. So you just add up your score for your rodeo, and then whoever has the highest score will get that token. And what that token will do, it'll make all of their multipliers for the horses. So if you get 2 rodeos, your horses at the end of the game are usually worth 1 victory point. They'll be worth 3 victory points each. That's really nice. And you'll get enough for each of the players. You have up to 6 players now. And that can be really nice. And then we're going to get some new characters that we'll get. Let me go over this. Let me go over the white side. This Paperboy is really interesting. He's 0, so he will always go first. So he'll give you $3, and he'll let you copy the power of another person. So if I was going to copy him, I would get the horse, but I wouldn't get the benefit of the money, and I wouldn't get his number. So I would just get his power. This is John Wayne. He gives you 1 horse for free. And this guy here is a hero. You cannot attack anybody for the round, and they cannot attack any of your buildings, but you can keep $240. Good luck with that. That's a good turn. On the red side, you get some victory points for some people. $8, you can place a ranch, and you just get the power, and you have to pay $5 for it. So I like the addition of the horses. I think it gives you a different way to do some different stuff. I like these decisions on this board. I like the extra victory point track. I've had some people go straight after horses and do very, very well in the game. So it possibly makes it more of a point salad, but gives them something to go for other than the buildings. And I like this one quite a bit. I think the components match up quite well with the original. So that's Carson City, Horses and Heroes. The rule book for Horses and Heroes is very straightforward. Once again, it's going to come in multiple languages. You're going to get a little bit of the components at the top. And you're going to see the variant with the horses, which they're calling it, and the new personality. So really just a page front and back of rules. I like to use the color and pictures. I didn't have any problems. If you know how to play Carson City, the addition of the horses is going to be very simple to jump in. So rule book or rule page, perhaps, very well done. Who should buy this expansion? I'm going to recommend it for fans of Carson City. The horses is not going to add a tremendous amount of complexity, but it will add a new wrinkle to it. I could prefer a new option. If you're at your limits playing Carson City, you don't want this, go with a variety of golden guns or just play the base game. But if you want something additional added, I play Carson City a lot. I've never been bored with it, but I do like the addition of the horses. It just gives me something else to do. Everybody's not rushing to do the same thing. Now you have a completely different strategy I feel like you can go down by getting the horses and getting victory points that way. Sure, you're going to be doing things in the core. You're not going to be ignoring the core game. But it does give you a different way to score points. And I think in the long term, that kind of variety is going to add a lot to the game. So the addition of this one, I think gamers are going to like this. I think you're gamers. Where the addition of Golden Guns with the Outlaws is more luck-based, the addition of the horses is going to be more based on your decisions and strategy, which I think is going to go over better. So if you're looking for a lighter game, then I would say go with Golden Guns and add the Outlaws. That randomness will be in there. If you're looking for a more strategic game from Carson City, then I think the Horses and Heroes is the way you want to go. Or do what I do, add them both, and add a little bit of this and a little bit of that, depending on who you're playing with, rather than my own experience that I desire. Horses and Heroes, anybody's a fan of Carson City, but those that want a little bit more strategic added to it rather than luck, we'll go with this one. And that's Carson City Keeper.